Okay, this is the troubleshoot for my Ryobi 4360 pole saw. I was searching online, just look for troubleshooting videos, and all I see is review videos. So I figured out the problem, and I figured I'd make a troubleshoot video. I have no power to my saw at all. The battery's fully charged, 3 bars, close enough, and it's not working. First thing I did was check and made sure I actually got 18 volts to my saw, and as you see, I got it inserted into the tip on the contacts, and every time I press the switch it's going about 18.5 volts. So I got power up to this point. Well, if I connect it, if you take off this, you got, I think it's 6 bolts right here in the face cover, and you got 1 right here, and you also got 2 behind this sticker right here. If you peel this sticker off, yeah, it's 2 right there behind your sticker right there. So if you take that off, roll it over, you can take this back cover off, and it comes right off, and it'll expose these connections right here, and the positive go on the top and the negative go on the bottom on your motor. And if you plug this end up, plug it up, you can put your connections inside of your leads, or you can just touch the motor. If you still got them plugged up, touch your leads to the motor, plug in your leads. Once you get your leads plugged in, you can just test it again with the same thing. Pull the trigger and see if you get 18 volts. It's not reading anything. So the next step, you know you got power coming from there to here, from the battery to here. Next step would be to unplug it. Unplug your connections here, and ohm out your connections from here to here. And you see I already got it took a piece. Like I said, I already know what's wrong with it. I just want to make a video because I couldn't find any videos out there. So I ohmed out my connections. I got it in the negative over here, and I got it in the negative over here. And I'm reading 3.5, 3.2, which is good for a cable. This, for a wire this short, that's good. If you switch sides and go into your positive, touch your positive side, you get no reading on your meter. Well, this is the tricky part. You got to get this end of the pole, which I already took it apart. So this end actually has 2 rivets on each side. You got 1 rivet right there, 1 rivet right there. You get your rivets out, this slide up. Now this slides up, and it reveals you have 2 push locks on each side. 1 right there, 1 right there. Push those locks in, boom, this whole thing slides out, and you have a wire with a shrink wrap on it and a fuse. This fuse is blowed. Now, what I'm gonna do, because I could replace this for, I think it was like $14. Gotta wait 10 days on the shipping, because no dealer near me has it in stock. So replace this fuse. It's a 30 amp 250 volt fuse. But what I'm gonna actually do is cut this, splice this together, and I'm gonna get an inline glass fuse holder and put up closer to this edge. And the only reason I'm gonna do that is because if you see, when you put this together, it's gonna sit about right there. You got all of this room right here that you can actually work with. So if it blows again, all you have to do is take your 6, 7 bolts out, boom, pop it out, change the inline fuse holder right here, boom, put it back together, and it'll be working again. You spend the $14, of course, you know, you can spend the $14 on it. and I mean it'll work. But if it blow again, then you're gonna spend the $14 again, when you could just go get a fuse that's probably $4. But I'm gonna put this together, splice my wires together, put an inline fuse holder in it, and I shall return. So this is what I actually ended up with. As you see, this is where the old fuse connector was. I cut it out right here. I cut that out of there, and I just put a butt connector in there and connected it. Got an inline fuse holder from O'Reilly's. It was $3.99, $4 and something with tax. I had to get a special fuse to go inside of there. The fuse was $4 itself, so I still came out cheaper doing this repair right here than I would have by buying the part. And if it happens again, I can still fix it. All it does is it brings the fuse holder up closer to the end of the pole, to where if it does go out, I don't have to take the whole pole apart to change the fuse out. All I have to do is take the cover off of the back. Boom, the fuse holder will be sitting right there. You can pop it out, boom, change the fuse, put it back together, and you're good to go. But I'm gonna test it right now. I got my leads already plugged up. I got my multimeter switched to DC. I'm gonna plug this up and just test it out right fast. Make sure I'm getting 18 volts. Hit the switch, 18 volts. So it's working, the connection's working, so I'm gonna get this all back together, and we're gonna test it out and see what we got. Alright, I got my pole saw all back together, as you see. And you see the rivet gun right there. Let me show you. I put the rivets back in on both sides. But like I was saying, when you're disassembling, all you have to do is just drill them rivets out and pull this out, and that connector piece comes off. That's honestly why I came on YouTube, to see how to get this piece out. And like I say, once I drilled those rivets out, that's where I actually saw that you could just slide this back and access those the two push tabs in there to slide the connector out. So I'm gonna put it all back together and make sure it works.